Hi there, future smart parents. Let's talk about Prime. Yes, the so-called energy drink, because it isn't really one, but we'll get to that in a second. To be honest, I'm feeling a little bit grumpy this morning because I think once again, parents are getting an opportunity wrong. They're missing something that's right in front of them. So if you've been living under a rock, or you're actually not a parent, you might not know, what is this thing? Well, Prime is a juice. It's 500 mils in a nice brightly colored bottle. And up until a few weeks ago here in South Africa, you would have had to pay 400 Rand to buy it. But kids were buying it at engine garages for 400 bucks and then selling sips to their friends at school. I love the entrepreneurial spirit. Now Checkers has said that they are stocking it and it costs around 40 Rand, literally 10% of the launch price. And but there's a limit because now you've got families, parents lining up around the block and trying to fill their trolleys with Prime. I think you can only take 8 bottles out of the store at a time. Yeah, sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy, except to someone my age. I had pet rocks and Marvel and Superman cards and marbles and Tamagotchis and yo-yos. And so everybody can just calm the hell down. Every generation has always done this, and if you know anything about economic history, I can talk about the South Sea bubble and tulips. So your kids are not stupid, your kids are not crazy, your kids are human. This happens in every generation. But that's not the point I'm trying to make, although that's a good economic lesson and a good psychology lesson, so calm down is the lesson there. But what I really want to say is, as a parent, you have an opportunity here. You have the opportunity to tell your child how stupid they're being, how crazy they're being, and how much money they're wasting, and then watch them do it anyway, or even do it behind your back. Or what you've got is an opportunity for a number of conversations. Here's how we should handle this. The first is to have a conversation about where Prime comes from. Started by 2 celebrities. It's been going a long time internationally. Logan Paul is one of them. I'm not going to tell you the name of the other guy because, hey, as a parent, you should be doing a little bit of homework. So go and check them out. Or, bonus points, ask your kids. This is the opportunity I'm inviting you to, an opportunity to conversation with your children where maybe they can be the experts for once. They'll love that. I think so will you. So ask them about who the founders are. Why are these guys so interesting? What's the hook? You also, for extra bonus points, might want to find out why Logan Paul was cancelled a few years ago. It's a pretty dark story. It's got to do with pictures about a Japanese suicide forest and, pretty gross stuff. And then basically he was just cancelled as a celebrity, gone, boom. Not many celebrities come back from that. I can't imagine how Kanye West, or Ye, is going to come back from this whole Nazi stuff. But anyway, hey, these things happen. But these things are interesting conversations, aren't they? So now we haven't even started with the drink yet. And you've got a conversation, number 1, with your kids about who are these guys, what made them famous, what makes them interesting to you. Secondly, do you know how Logan Paul got cancelled and how he has uncancelled himself? And what do you think about that? And there's a whole conversation about wokeness and cancellation culture and snowflakes. You can take it as far as you want to, depending on the age of your child. But I think those are fascinating conversations. Brilliant. Okay, now let's talk about Prime, the drink itself. How on earth can these guys introduce a drink for 400 Rand? Now, they've been doing this internationally, so UK, US, and they come in, it's the same strategy. No one should be surprised here. This is their game plan. And it's built on a series of psychological tricks that marketers use all the time. I'm currently reading a book called The Marketing Handbook, or The Marketing Hype Handbook. I like the style. Maybe you've picked up over watching some of my videos that I've got a little bit of an ironic, sarcastic style sometimes. And this guy's basically saying these are the 12 ways that people hype us up, and then he gives 12 examples of people who fairly nasty people, ugly people using that, the Andrew Tates and Jordan Petersons of the world, and the hype techniques that are so obvious when you see them. And of course, one of those is scarcity. One of those is just saying, there's only a limited number of these things. That's the current model, even at Checkers. They deliberately understock the stores so that you don't know whether you're going to be able to buy the product or not. Some of you as business people are thinking, what? That sounds counterintuitive. Yeah, but that's because you're old and you don't understand modern marketing techniques. Or no, that's not true, because this is exactly the same technique that OPEC countries use to manage the world's oil supply. When oil prices start going down, they just stop giving us oil. And then suddenly there's this manufactured oil crisis. The price of oil goes up, and Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states go, oh, here's some oil again. Surprise, surprise. So don't look at your kids and think that they're being stupid. Look at your kids and saying they're as clever as an Audi oil shake. This is great opportunity, an invitation to conversation with your kids about fundamental marketing principles, about supply and demand economics, about all sorts of business things. So again, depending on the age of your child, you enter that conversation by saying, why do you think Prime was charged at 400 Rand a bottle? Do you think it's actually worth that? The cost of the actual plastic bottle, the cost of the wrapping, the cost of the contents. Is it actually the branding? Is it this concept of Prime as a brand? Or is there something more to it? Maybe it's this issue of celebrity endorsement. Maybe it's this issue of scarcity. Maybe it's this issue of being part of an elite club. It's all of those and maybe a few more. What a wonderful set of conversations to have with your kids. And then, of course, you can say, well, how did Checkers? Isn't a 400 Rand drink a Woolies product? Sorry, if you're not in South Africa, that Checkers is kind of seen more as an entry-level supermarket brand, and Woolworths is the high-end brand. Isn't this a high-end product? And, just now then follow the conversation. And don't come in as the expert as a parent, because you're not. Especially if you've been grumpy about Prime, you're clearly not the expert. You clearly misunderstood the assignment, the market, and what's going on. So why not use questions to unlock conversations with your kids? Let them be the experts. Explain this stuff to you like you're a 7-year-old. And then bring in some remarkable economic, business, psychological, human motivation insights. I think this could be a day of your life, talking about Prime, or maybe even sharing a bottle. I haven't bothered to get one yet. I don't feel like standing in queues for coconut water, but apparently it's disgusting. But then so is Red Bull. Red Bull's a $6 billion a year company that is in fact a real energy juice that also sponsors pretty much all of the sport I enjoy. By the way, final point, Prime isn't an energy drink. It's a rehydration drink. I think it's actually healthy as far as I can tell. Maybe not healthy for the wallet, but have a conversation with your kids. This is Future Smart Parent. I hope this made you just slightly smarter, a little bit more future savvy, and a better parent. If you need anything more, make sure that you connect with our team at futuresmartparent.com. We'd love to help you to see the future, anticipate disruption, and know what to do about it now.